The U.S. House of Representatives easily passed more than $40 billion of Ukraine aid bills that fund new weapons and provide economic aid. The legislation, which is larger than the $33 billion package President Joe Biden requested last month, is now headed to the Senate, likely to be approved next week. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi met Biden at the White House and called on allies to work on a long-term peace process in Ukraine, even as they seek to punish Russia for its invasion. The number of people displaced in Ukraine has surpassed the 8 million mark, a UN agency has said. The UN's International Organization for Migration wrote in its latest report that many of the 8 million people displaced by war say they need financial assistance. Two-thirds of respondents to a survey conducted between April 19 and May 3 said they needed cash assistance, up from 49% at the start of the war, the agency said. The 368-57 vote underscores the bipartisan support for Ukraine in a Congress divided on most other issues. The aid bill approved by the House includes $19.7 billion for the Department of Defense, more than the $3 billion at the top level requested by the Biden administration. These include $6 billion in direct aid to Ukraine that Biden requested last month and $9.05 billion to replenish weapon stocks provided from the Pentagon to Ukraine. Read more. House approves $40 billion Ukraine aid bill, sent to Senate. Former President Leonid Kravchuk, Ukraine's first independent post-Soviet leader, has died at the age of 88, current President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a social media video post. Zelensky described Kravchuk, who led the country from 1991 to 1994, as a man who knew the cost of freedom and peace to Ukraine. Kravchuk played a key role in phasing out Ukraine's development after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Draghi met Biden to discuss war and coordinate their response to the Russian invasion, in the first visit to Washington by an EU leader since fighting broke out in Ukraine on February 24. People ask, how did we get that cruelty? How can we reach the weapon? Right now it's hard to get an answer to that, but we need to look carefully at the question, Draghi told Biden. During their meeting, Biden told Draghi that the U.S. to increase its oil production would otherwise affect clean energy goals, according to statements shared by Italian officials.